The ancient world hummed with life. Vast forests stretched across continents. Creatures, great and small, roamed freely. But a shadow began to lengthen. A decision was made, in realms beyond our full comprehension. A great flood was foretold, a cleansing of the earth. This was not an end, but a profound transformation. God, in his infinite wisdom, began to prepare. The very air seemed to hold its breath, anticipating the immense change that was to come. The plans were intricate and encompassing every living thing. It was a divine orchestration of survival on an unprecedented scale. The most visible part of this preparation was, of course, the Ark, a colossal vessel commissioned by divine instruction. Noah, a righteous man, was tasked with its construction. This Ark was to be a sanctuary. It would shelter pairs of every land animal and every bird of the air. Imagine the procession, from the mighty elephant to the smallest shrew, from the soaring eagle to the humble sparrow. Each creature, guided by an unseen hand, found its way to this floating refuge. It was a testament to an ordered plan, a divine gathering before the storm. But what of the life beyond these chosen pairs? What of the teeming insects, the rooted plants, the countless fish? The Ark, magnificent as it was, could not hold them all. Herein lies a deeper mystery, a testament to God's encompassing providence. His plan was not limited to the confines of wooden beams and tarred planks. It extended to every corner of the natural world, anticipating the needs of every species. The divine mind conceived of ways for all life to endure, through methods subtle and profound. This was a promise of continuity woven into the fabric of creation itself. The sheer scale of this undertaking is almost impossible to grasp. To preserve not just individual lives, but entire ecosystems, to ensure that the delicate balance of nature could be restored, this required foresight beyond human understanding. Every seed, every spore, every hidden creature was accounted for. The coming waters would be a test, a period of immense trial. Yet within this trial was the seed of renewal. God's wisdom was the silent current beneath the rising flood, guiding life towards a future dawn. The preparation was meticulous, a divine blueprint for survival. Consider the plants, the very foundation of so much life on Earth. They stood rooted, seemingly helpless against the rising tide. Yet divine ingenuity had already provided for their continuation. Many seeds, encased in tough, protective coats, possess remarkable resilience. They can lie dormant for extended periods, waiting for the right conditions to sprout. As the waters surged, countless seeds would have been swept away, buried in sediment, or carried on floating debris. These tiny packages of life held the promise of future forests and meadows. God's design ensured their incredible hardiness. The waters themselves became an unlikely vessel for botanical survival. Some plants, or parts of them, are naturally buoyant. Think of coconuts, designed to travel vast oceanic distances. Other vegetation might have formed large, floating mats. These green islands, adrift on the deluge, could have carried seeds, rhizomes, and even small organisms. It was a divine strategy, using the very agent of the flood as a means of preservation. The wisdom here is subtle, a gentle guidance, ensuring that life would find a way. The patient endurance of the plant kingdom is a quiet miracle. And what of the fish, the creatures of the deep? Their world was, in essence, expanding. Yet the turmoil of a global flood would have been immense. Fresh water and salt water would mingle. Sediments would cloud the waters. However, life in the oceans and rivers is incredibly diverse. Many fish species are adapted to varying levels of salinity. Some could have found refuge in deeper, less agitated waters. The sheer volume of water, though chaotic, also provided vast new territories, albeit temporary ones. Their innate ability to navigate and survive in aquatic environments was their God-given advantage. The divine mystery here lies in the balance. How did delicate freshwater ecosystems survive such an influx of saline water, or vice versa? Perhaps stratified layers of water formed, allowing different species to find tolerable conditions. Or perhaps the resilience of aquatic life honed over eons was simply greater than we imagine. God's providence could have guided species to pockets of water that retained their essential characteristics. The survival of aquatic life is a testament to their adaptability and the hidden hand that sustained them through the great upheaval. The depths held their secrets and their survivors. The world of insects is one of astonishing numbers and diversity. These tiny creatures play crucial roles in every ecosystem. How could they possibly survive a global flood? Their small size, often seen as a vulnerability, could also have been an advantage. Many insects are incredibly resourceful. They might have found refuge in a myriad of unexpected places. Consider floating logs, pumice stones, or matted vegetation. These became impromptu life rafts, carrying miniature Adams and Eves of the insect world across the churning waters. Divine providence often works in ways unseen, especially for the smallest of creation. Some insects may have entered a state of dormancy, their life processes slowed to a crawl. Others, in their larval or pupal stages, might have been encased in waterproof cocoons or hidden deep within plant tissues. Perhaps some were even carried within the ark itself, unintentional passengers nestled amongst the fodder or in the timber of the great ship. God's eye, it seems, was upon even the most inconspicuous of his creatures, ensuring their lineage would continue. Their survival was essential for the world to come. The sheer ingenuity required for their survival points to a guiding intelligence. Think of ants forming living rafts of their own bodies, or spiders capable of creating silken balloons to travel on air currents. While the flood's conditions were extreme, the inherent survival mechanisms instilled by their creator would have been pushed to their limits and in many cases succeeded. Hidden crevices, air pockets trapped within debris, or even the upper slopes of the highest mountains, briefly unsubmerged, could have served as temporary havens. Each tiny survivor was a miracle. The restoration of the world after the waters receded would depend heavily on these small but vital creatures. Pollinators for the new plants, decomposers to recycle nutrients, food sources for larger animals. Their preservation was not an afterthought but an integral part of the divine plan. The intricate web of life, so thoroughly disrupted, was designed to be rewoven. The survival of insects in all their myriad forms showcases a profound wisdom, ensuring that even the smallest gears in the machinery of nature would be ready to turn once more. As the floodwaters began their slow, majestic retreat, a new world emerged. The Ark, that faithful vessel, finally came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. A moment of profound significance. The doors opened and life, preserved through the storm, stepped out onto cleansed earth. The air was fresh, the landscape barren yet full of promise. This was not just an ending, but a profound new beginning, ordained and overseen by divine will. The animals, two by two, began to disperse, carrying with them the future of their kinds. The land, though scoured, was not entirely empty. From the soil, nourished by the rich sediments of the flood, life began to stir. Those resilient seeds, carried and protected by divine means, now found purchase. Tiny shoots of green emerged, a vibrant promise of renewal. The plants, the silent guardians, were the first to reclaim the earth, laying the foundation for the ecosystems to come. Their re-emergence was a quiet yet powerful symbol of God's faithfulness. The cycle of growth, interrupted, was now resuming with vigor. In the newly formed rivers and seas, aquatic life began to flourish once more. Fish, having weathered the deluge in the deep or in protected pockets, explored their altered habitats. The waters, gradually clearing, teemed with the survivors ready to repopulate. Insects, emerging from their hidden shelters, took to the air. The buzz of life, muted for so long, started to grow in volume. Each creature, from the largest mammal to the smallest beetle, played its part in this grand restoration. The divine order was reasserting itself across the globe. This rebirth of the world is a testament to a divine mystery, a hidden providence that guided every living thing through unimaginable catastrophe. It speaks of a God whose wisdom encompasses all creation, whose plan ensures the continuity of life. The flood was a period of judgment, yes, but also a profound act of preservation and renewal. The earth, washed clean, was gifted a fresh start, with every species finding its place once more. The intricate dance of life, orchestrated by a loving creator, began anew, a vibrant tapestry rewoven with threads of divine care.